What's up, guys? It's your boy Vincent here, and today I'll be doing a different type of episode on my YouTube channel. I will be predicting the final Premier League table, as you can see. Now, I'm a Manchester United supporter, so this will be quite difficult for me, but we are going to go from bottom of the table to top of the table. I'm not very informed on what teams are doing what right now, so bear with me, but let's go with 20th. I think some of the newly promoted teams this year, one of them has to get relegated at least. And I'm going to pick Sheffield United to finish the last in the league. I purely think that just because a lot of their players don't have the experience in the highest tier of English football. Also because they just haven't done much in this transfer window. So that's my reasoning. But for 19th, this is a bit of a tough one because there's so many teams that could go down, but I just don't know. I personally think that Brighton is going to get relegated. They've done well last year. They didn't do bad, but they showed themselves in the top flight, but it's not enough for me. Also, putting a 40 million price tag on Lewis Dunk. Are you kidding me, man? Okay. 18th. For 18th, I think last relegation spot. This is a bit of a tough one, man. I think Aston Villa is going to do quite well. I think I have to put Newcastle there, I think. I just don't know what they've done in this transfer window. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Shut up. So it looks like, I think that's Gale. Don't know who these two lads are. Looks like they have a lot of targets, but I don't think they've really pursued any of what they want to sign. So I'm going to go with Newcastle in that spot. 17th. This is kind of an easy one for me. Burnley. They did pretty good last season. So I'm going to put them barely above the relegation zone, purely just because I think they're going to outwork these three teams. 16th place. Ooh. Gonna have to go for Norwich. I actually quite like Norwich. My soccer coach used to play for them, or my old soccer coach used to play for them. But I think they've done okay in the transfer window. I know they had a really good season in the championship last season with I think it was Pucky or something scoring lots of goals and getting good assists. But I don't think he has that experience in the top flight like most championship players and teams. So I'm going to put them at 16th. Now 15th. 15th, I think I have to go with Aston Villa. They did well last season in the championship as well as Norwich, but I think their management and their players are just a bit all over the place right now. So I don't know how they're going to do, but we'll see. A lot of these could be, way off. For 14th place, I'm going to go with... I have to go with Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth as a club. I think they're quite good. But, yeah, once again, just not enough experience. They have done okay in this transfer market. But I don't think it's enough to put them in the top half of the table. 13th. This is a tough one. I think Southampton is going to go bottom half of the table. They just don't have that leadership or that experience from some of their players, it seems. And then they just don't have the pride, it looks like, to be in the Premier League. But They're much better than some of these teams. Like with the likes of Ryan Bertrand and Shane Long, I think they could do much better. For 12th, this is a bit of a weird one. I'm actually going to go for West Ham. When they had Payet, they had a really, really good season. That's the only time I've ever seen them do very well in the Premier League. But I just think it's been slowly going downhill since then. And so that's why I'm going to put them 12th. 11th. 11th, I'm going to go for Crystal Palace. There's 2 days in the transfer market left as I'm recording this, and the same day that I'm uploading this. If they keep Wilfried Zaha, I think they could do quite well, maybe even go up a few places. But with losing Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Manchester United, their defense is going to lack that quality with tackles, and I just don't see them scoring many goals. But I do see them conceding a lot of goals. So for that reason, they're going 11th. Now for 10th, okay, now it's getting tight. I'm going to put Watford at 10th. They have good quality in their squad, good squad depth, I think. Troy Deeney really is a leader, and I could see him scoring a lot of goals this season and doing quite well. So I'm going to put them at 10th. Now for 9th, I think it's going to go Leicester. I don't really know what Leicester has done in this transfer window besides get rid of Harry Maguire. And that is going to put a big, big deficit on their defense and goals scored. So I think that's a big loss. You know, they got £80 million or £85 million, but they haven't done anything with that money when I'm recording this. So I don't think they're going to finish that high this year, unfortunately. For 8th, I think I'm going to go with Everton. They got the likes of Moise Kean in there along with Richarlison. I think that's going to be a brutal striking force for any defender. But I just don't see their defense staying that strong. They have Seamus Coleman, who's been a club legend for a long time. I think he's going to lead the way. But I don't think their defense is strong enough against some of these bigger Premier League teams. So for that reason, I'm going to put them 8th. Now 7th. I'm going to put Wolves there, just like last season. They did very well. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They've done well in this transfer window, and I'm going to put them 7th for that reason. Okay, now we get into the Big Six. This is very, very tough. I think Arsenal is going to go 6th, though. Their defense, oh, man. Oh, man. They have brilliant strikers. They have an amazing attack, but their defense is going to let them down this season, I think. They're going to get a lot of goals scored on them. It won't be enough for Champions League football. For 5th, this is a tough one. For 5th, I'm going to go Chelsea. With their transfer ban and with their new management, I don't think they're going to make the top 4. They brought in the likes of Christian Pulisic, but now they have to use a lot of their youth that they haven't previously used. And I don't think that their squad depth right now is good at all in the top. Christian Pulisic is like the only one, I think, who has the quality to be in the Premier League. Like, they have Tammy Abraham and some other players that are very young, but they just don't have the experience playing at the top flight. So I'm not going to put them in Champions League football. Now, 4th place. So for me, I'm a Manchester United supporter, but for me it's either between United or Tottenham. Tottenham won the Audi Cup against Bayern Munich. They looked quite good. I have to put Man United at 4th. I hate doing that, but they brought in Harry Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and Daniel James. Have you seen Daniel James? He's absolutely rapid, but their defense strengthened up so much, but I think some of their defensive midfield is going to let them down. So for that reason, I'm going to put them 4th. I hate doing that, man. I absolutely hate it. And I think this is pretty obvious. Tottenham 3rd. They did very well in the Audi Cup against Bayern, like I said. Yeah, I think they have quite a good squad this year, and I think they're going to do very well in the Champions League again, like they did against Liverpool. And then This is very tough. Liverpool and Man City. Man City brought in Rodri, who's a brilliant midfielder. Liverpool, they just have a strong squad in general. I have to put Liverpool in second and Man City in first. Purely because Man City, I think, brought in Rodri, which is going to strengthen up their midfield a lot. And if Liverpool gets some injuries this season, I think they could even go down further. Last season they got really lucky with some of the referees and decisions and all that. So I don't really know how this will go. But I think Mo Salah is going to be one of the top scorers again, easily. And Raheem Sterling, mate. Raheem for Man City, absolutely brilliant player. He's going to score tons of goals for them this season, I think. But all in all, this is my league table for now. Let me know what you would pick differently. I think I've made some interesting choices, very controversial choices, for not very good reasoning because I'm not super up to date with the transfer market. But I tried, and we'll see how the season actually goes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment. I don't really care. You can dislike it if you want. I really don't care. But let me know in the comments what you would do differently with this table. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.